Hi everyone, I am Darshan from Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Sri Venkateswara College. Today we are going to discuss about basics of recycling and the purpose of recycling. At first, recycling, which means it is a process of converting waste materials into usable products. The first step in basics of recycling is collection and the separation of recyclable materials from the general waste stream. This can be done at home, in the community, or at recycling centers. Collection centers, which means many communities have designated drop-off centers where the residents can bring their recyclable materials. The next step after collection is sorting. Once the collected materials are sorted to separate them into different categories, common categories which include paper, cardboard, glass, metal, and plastics. Some sorting is done manually, but increasingly automated sorting technologies such as conveyor belts and sensors are used in recycling facilities for the process of sorting, which means separating the collected waste. Then the next step is processing. After the sorting, the materials are processed to remove any contaminants and prepare them for manufacturing into new products. For example, paper may be pulped and then reformed into a new paper products. Then plastic may be melted and reformed. In the case of metal, it will be melted down and it will be given a new shape. The final step in the process of recycling is manufacturing. The processed material are then used to manufacture new products. This step closes the loop in the recycling process as recycled materials become raw materials for new items. Using recycled materials in the manufacturing reduces the demand for new raw materials and the energy required to produce them. Now let us know about purpose of recycling. The purpose of recycling is to reduce the environmental impact of waste by reusing the materials, conserving resources, and minimizing the amount of material that ends up in landfills. At first, conservation of resources. Recycling helps conserve natural resources such as timber, which means wood, water, minerals, and fossil fuels. Instead of extracting new raw materials from the earth, recycling allows us to reuse existing materials, reducing the need for resource extraction. Then, waste reduction. Recycling helps reduce the amount of waste sent to landfills or incinerators. This in turn helps alleviate environmental problems associated with the disposal of waste such as soil and water contamination and the release of harmful emission. Conservation of water. Many manufacturing processes require large amount of water. Recycling often involves less water consumptions compared to the extraction and processing of raw materials, contributing to water conservation efforts. Then it greenhouse reducing greenhouse gas emission. Extracting and processing raw materials typically involve energy-intensive process that contribute to greenhouse gas emission. Recycling helps reduce these emissions, contributing to effort to mitigate climate change. Then economical benefits. By the process of recycling, it can contribute to the economy by creating jobs in the recycling industry and provide raw materials for manufacturing. It also helps to reduce the costs associated with the waste disposal and landfill management. Then conservation of space. Landfills take up valuable land space and finding suitable locations for new landfills can be challenging. Recycling helps reduce the need for additional landfill space by diverting materials away from disposal sites. Now let us summarize the topic. At first, basics of recycling, which means the process of recycling. At first, collection of waste and separation. Sorting means separating the collected materials such as paper, cardboard, glass, metal, and plastic. Then the processing of the sorted material, and the final step is manufacturing. Then, what are the purposes of recycling? Purposes of recycling, which includes conservation of resources. By recycling, we can conserve the natural resources. Then waste reduction. By recycling, we can control the production of waste. Then conservation of water. Economical benefits. By recycling, we can contribute to the economy by creating jobs. Then conservation of space. By recycling, we can control the production of waste, then which leads to conservation of space. Thank you for watching the video.